Hey, budding guitarist. Now that you have some basic knowledge of some chords, you obviously want to play the song. You've always wanted to play along. So, good luck on that. And while you're doing that, one thing I found incredibly useful was to really build up those kung fu fingers. If you think about it, I mean, it is like kung fu. You're building these your soft fingers into calluses, and it's like, give me a G, give me a C, give me a D. So it takes some practice to get your hands really strong and agile at the same time. So in this tutorial, we'll be going over some simple chord progressions that are used in a lot of songs. And there are many more like that, but we'll be specifically going over two chord progressions. So what I would recommend is that spend like 5-10 minutes every day going over those chord progressions. And while you're going over these chord progressions, there are three things you want to be absolutely sure about. First of all, is that obviously your fingers are on the right position. Second is that you're playing the right strings. So, for example, G, you're playing all the six strings. For C, you're playing the five strings. So, initially, you might be just playing all the six strings for all the chords, but over time, you want to be uh, playing just the right strings to get the right sound. And the third thing is that whenever you have some open strings and you make your chord formation, you are not muting any strings. So each string should be clear, and you shouldn't have any humming sound or any muted sound for all of these chords. So those are three things you should be thinking about when going through these chord progressions. So, so let's get into it. The first chord progression we'll be going over is G C D. It's a very common chord progression used in a lot of songs, popular songs. So what we'll be doing is we'll be slowly going through all the chords, and we'll be doing simple downstroke 4 times. And while we're doing the downstrum, make sure all of those three things that I told earlier, that hear and see that you're not muting anything, you're not and you're playing the right strings. So let's get into it. So let's go over G C D. So we'll do the chord progression about 3 or 4 times. So you have G, C, D, G, C, D, G, C, D, G, C, D. So when going over the chords, if sometimes you see a lot of guitar players, their thumb is on top of the back of the neck and they're playing all their chords. Initially, I found it to be pretty hard actually, because what would happen, I wouldn't curve my fingers correctly, and then I would mute the lower string, um, or I would have some humming sound in some other strings. So one thing you can do is basically, instead of having a thumb on the top of the guitar, you move it down towards the below the half portion of the guitar, of the neck of the guitar. So that gives you, I mean, you have to bend your arm a bit more, but that gives you more curve on your fingers, which then the which helps with not muting any strings. So you can play around with your thumb position to see what's comfortable. Over time, as your fingers become more agile, you'll automatically end up your thumb will automatically comfortably rest on the top of the neck. So do practice that. The second chord progression that we'll be doing is C, A minor, F, and G. That's um, that's another very popular chord progression. F is a bar chord. I'll be using a bar chord. So let's get into that. So you have C, A minor, F, G, C, A minor, F, G, C, A minor, F, G. So when you're going through these chords, if you when you're strumming it down and you think that your fingers are not in the right position, or that you're muting some strings or not pressing hard enough on some other strings, do try to adjust your hand while you're going through the strum. So don't stop the strum though. One thing I would really encourage is keep the strum going with a constant pattern and adjust your finger as you go along. What this does is that eventually when you're playing some songs, maybe you don't play the chord perfectly, but at least you won't skip the beat. I mean, essentially the song will keep on going. You played a chord slightly wrongly, that's fine, you move on, and next time around you fix it. So that builds the rhythm, as well as gets you into a habit of adjusting on the fly. So I would definitely recommend doing that. So do practice these two chord progressions, 5 to 10 minutes a day. um, it is hard. It takes a lot of practice. I mean, I've been doing it for some time. I still don't have all my chord progressions down. I keep practicing every day. So as all us budding guitarists are, it requires a lot of perseverance, a lot of practice. But I'm here for you. I'm doing it with you. I'm slogging it out. So hopefully you are too. Have fun learning these and practicing these. Keep strumming and see you soon.